So as you can see, Rob's packed those 5 plates really well, but inside the box here we've still got plenty of room. So we need to start thinking about using that room, and even though we've run out of plates, we can pack it with other things like glassware and everything else. So we'll show you how to do that. The most important thing is that the box, once it's full, is literally full. You have to fill up the box. So next thing Rob's got there is a teapot. Just going to zoom in on the teapot a little bit. You can see around the handle there, scrunch up some paper around the handle and the spout to make some extra padding around any edges that stick out. That's really important. Anything like that with edges that stick out, make extra padding around those edges, then you start wrapping the rest of it. Perfect. So you can imagine that's a nicely padded unit now. So, and in it goes. Nice and gently. Okay. Now onto some glasses. As far as glasses go, these ones are nice and easy to roll. Simply just fold the edges in as Rob's done there, and then roll them. As with everything else, do that a couple of times per glass. And again with these, stand them vertically. That's their strongest weight bearing position. Nice and tightly in there. Here's another one. Great. Now, this isn't unusual. This is just a glass ornament in the shape of an ice cream cone. Similar process, it's a similar shape, just do the same thing. Wrap it up. Rob's used a couple of layers of paper there on that one. And then wrap it again. Just make sure there's plenty of protection all the way around all of the edges, and that's perfect, that's fine to go in. And as Rob says, Rob's indicating there, keep it upright as well. Next, martini glasses. Obviously now this is a different kettle of fish, much more fragile, it's a very different shape. So it's the same process, you just have to be more careful with it. Rob's being careful to wrap all the way around the middle, and he's probably going to shove some stuff into the top as well once it's finished. Just because there's a big kind of cavernous space at the top of that glass. So what he's going to do is bunch up some paper and shove it in the top. It just gives that little bit extra bounce. Don't be afraid to use extra packaging, extra paper like Rob's just used there to scrunch it up and put it in odd places. That's what it's for, to just fill up all the gaps, not only underneath and on top of the items, but around them and in between them. So what Rob will probably do is squeeze some extra bounce in between those glasses because there's a bit of a gap. So fill up all the gaps with more packaging. Okay, still got some space, so we're still going. Next, onto a nice china cup. Same process. Wrap it around. Couple of times, nice strong unit, and upright into the box. And another one. If the handle sticks out a long way, or if it's a particularly fragile cup or the handle is relatively big compared to the size of the cup, you'd consider using a bit of extra packaging around the handle itself, but in this case it's a fairly well proportioned cut, and that's a nice packed unit there. That's very safe, and that's ready to go in the box. Almost there, just a couple of little glasses, same process. Straight in, and one more of those. So fold the edges in and just roll it up. Perfect. Now this is the top of that teapot that Rob did earlier, so it's a bit of a unique item. So he's put it in the centre of the page there, scrunched all the way around it, and wrapped it up right underneath into it, inside itself. And here we go again. In the centre of the page, wrap all the way around, turn it over and scrunch up underneath inside itself, then just rolled it into one. So it's nice and protected all the way around. Straight into the box. Okay, so Rob's done really well there, and we've pretty much almost filled the box entirely. As you can see, the plates are really nicely stacked vertically. Everything's nice and vertically stacked. Everything's nice and tight. There's plenty of bounce in between the items as well. The plates are kind of close to the top of the edge there, just about perfect, so we can't put anything more on top or anything. There is a bit of a gap on the right hand side. We may be able to put something small in there. Rob's got a jar, let's have a look. Too tight. No, that's not going to work. So that would be a bad decision. If you decided to try and jam something in there that's too big, it would not. It's just not safe enough. So what we're going to do is we'll fill that space with bounce. So here we go. Rob's got a little more paper. We start going right around the edges. Even if we did have an item that was small enough to fit in that gap, we'd wrap it up, put it in that gap, and then we'd still do this same process. More bounce all the way around the edges. All the way around. This really protects everything. So don't hold back. We're going to be doing this for a while. You just need plenty of this stuff. So you get the idea. Rob's going to keep doing that, fill it all the way to the top. What he's actually going to do as well is he's going to keep going until it's over full. He's actually going to overfill the box with bounce. Obviously don't overfill it with chinaware or glassware, but you can overfill it with scrunched up paper. In fact, it's much better to overfill it than to underfill it, because you want, once the box is sealed, you want it to be totally full. Great, and that's about right. So now you can see that once that closes, that's going to be totally full. The last thing you do is put a final sheet on top. It seals it, it just makes everything look nicer and finishes off the job. Once you've got that sheet on, that box is pretty much done. Now it's just a matter of folding the edges over and sealing it up. And again, seal the edges. So now you can imagine, not only is that box full, it's going to be airtight very shortly. Perfect. Seal all the way around the edges. Perfect. So there we have it. It's not too heavy. It's easy enough for one man to lift, which is good. All the items are safe inside, and as you can see, Rob's putting pressure even in the middle of the box, and it's got enough support that it's not going to collapse. The walls of the box are nice and strong, as we saw before. The air can't escape, so it's like one big square balloon. Each individual item is wrapped beautifully, and there's plenty of packaging material in between all of the items. So that's a well-packed box. Everything is going to get to its destination anywhere in the world, with no matter it'll be going to Greece or to Italy, and it'll be guaranteed to get there safely if you do it this way.